it's Carolyn Zook here with C-Zook Stitch, and today is Saturday, October 7th, 2023. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm so glad that you're here spending part of your busy lives with me. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's October already. We are having a heat wave. It was 85 yesterday, and I think today it's supposed to be 83, which is, for us, it's our summer temps. I mean, it gets hotter than that, definitely, but it's feeling like summer here, which I don't like. But I think tomorrow's supposed to be a little bit cooler, and then next week we're back down into the 60s, upper 60s. So I'll take that, and cloudy, which you know I love. I got my Great Mood sponsored by Coffee and Cross Stitch shirt on, and I have my mug that says I have the patience to stab things thousands of times. This was a late birthday gift from my friend Sam in Memphis. Hi, Sam. So this week we are, if you could believe it, we just finished week 5 of the semester at school, which is insane to me. So we're a third of the way through already. The students are definitely tired. Next week is our fall break, and we usually get, well, the students get, I don't necessarily get the time off, but I'm taking the time off. The students usually get Thursday and Friday, and so they get a 4-day weekend for their fall break. And for some reason this year, they're only getting Friday, so it's a 3-day weekend. I went ahead and took Thursday and Friday off anyway, because I'm like, I know we're only a third of the way in, but I could use a little bit of a break. And this is my easier semester too, and I'm just tired. So that will be fun, but I'll talk a little bit more about that later. The big news is I know StitchCon invoices have been going out, and I got in. I'm so excited. My invoice is paid. I'm ready to go. I will be at Weekend A in early June. So if you're going to be at Weekend A, let me know, and I hope I will get to see you there. I'm so excited. I went in 2022. Yeah, 2022. Boy, that feels longer ago. But yeah, it was 2022. It was so much fun. I loved it. So I'm super excited, and there's been lots of, kind of messages with people that I've met at StitchCon previously, talking about, oh, did we get in? Are we still waiting? All that good stuff. So I'm super excited to be going to StitchCon again next year. And so I'm super excited. All paid up, ready to go. Still need to get the flight and the hotel and all that. But for now, my invoice is paid anyway. So that's really exciting. So let me know if you're going to be there, because I would love to say hi, maybe get a hug if you are a hugger. I like hugs. I really do. I love it when a random person will walk up to me and say, can I give you a hug? Not like on the street or something, but like at StitchCon, yeah, just be like, hey, can I hug you? And I'm like, yeah, hug me. I live alone. I need the human contact. I'm joking. Anyway, so that's the big news. And the other big news is I know many of you are getting ready for Stitch West, which unfortunately I did have to cancel just because there was just a lot going on, and, just some stuff came up with my car and just kind of financially and all that. So, but that's okay. I hope to do it again. But if you are going, I hope you have a wonderful time, and I will be thinking about all of you. If I keep looking over there, I see what I think is a spider inside my house, because it's fall and spiders come inside the house. And spiders really like me for some reason. I get spider bites a lot. But what I'm wondering is why my cats didn't take care of the spider. So if I keep looking in the corner, that's because, it's far away from me, but I'm just making sure I know where it is. Anyway, let's do September stats, because we are in a new month. So in September, I got 106 hours of stitching in, which is pretty darn good. I think AB Singo, thank you all so much for those who participated in AB Singo, which is a bingo game that we run in Magazine Monthly Challenge. You do not have to stitch from magazines to join that group. The idea is that you will, but it's very rarely required that you do. In Bringo, we sometimes have 1 or 2 spots on the Bringo board that are, stitch something from a magazine. Most people try, we also do monthly themes and acrostics. And a lot of people try to make their theme piece be from a magazine, but again, it's not required. It's just a way to encourage you to stitch from those magazines that you've been collecting all these years, and maybe have, if you're like me, have Post-it flags stuck on all these charts that you want to stitch. So I need to be better about that. I wasn't super great about it this year. And my magazine pieces is kind of, that whips is kind of dwindling down. Anyway, so ABC and Go was so much fun. We loved the participation. We love seeing people's progress. Some people, for our numbers in Magazine Monthly Challenge Facebook group, our numbers always increase, especially at ABC and Go in September and Bringo in January, or leading up to those months. So a lot of first timers who had some really great progress. I know there are a couple people who used one piece for the entire alphabet for ABC and Go. So that was really fun, and they got a lot of really great progress. So that was really, really fun, and we had a great time. Winners have been selected and contacted and all that good stuff. So thank you all for participating. So I started September with 51 whips, and I had no finishes in September, but I had 2 new starts. So I started Home of a Needleworker with my friend Candy, the 614 Stitcher. And I started Thankful, which is a Blooming Bouquet series by Jeanette Douglas. I started that with my friends Karen and Kathy for Karen's birthday. And so that means that I ended September with 53 new starts. Or not new starts. Good Lord. 53 whips. So I'm starting October with 53. So that is exciting. A couple Q&As. Q's to A, I guess. Twig 6356 asked me a very specific question about winter Quakers, which I'll be showing you in just a second, about some long stitches in one particular area. And I'll talk about that in just a second. Many of you were chimed in. So I'm working on Antonia by Jan Hicks Creates, and it's a series of alphabets, and I was trying to figure out where do I put my initials. And I think I agree with many of you who said, pick one alphabet and just put your initials in the one, which I agree with. And I don't think it's any of the ones I've already, because I have C and L in there. I didn't pull it out to show you, but I have C and L in there already. I think I'm going to take those out and put it in the correct colors, because I think I know which alphabet I want to put my initials in. So that's the way I'm going to do it. But I appreciate all of your feedback. It's pretty much unanimous of what I should do with the alphabets and how to select it. So thank you so much for your help with that. Okay, let's talk about winter Quakers, because Twig 6356 had a question, and also I have a finish. I know. I have a finish on winter Quakers. I finished it last night. I did it, y'all. So this is Winter Quakers by Rosewood Manor. Look at it. It's just so... Now, if you see something missing, you can let me know before I take it to the framers. So I'm going to take it to the framers next Friday. So I got it all done. So here's what it looks like from a distance. You can see those snowflakes. Look at how they pop. They're meant to be background, and I've talked about this before. They're meant to be background. They're meant to be stitched with one strand of the Valdani. I used all the called for Valdani and the called for fabric. So the fabric is a 28 count Picture This Plus in the color Dwarf. And I use the called for Valdanis, and I use them just as they come off the ball, which is 3 strands. Now, the snowflakes are all backstitched. There's little tiny snowflakes that are scattered throughout, and you're supposed to use one strand. But when I tried it with one strand, I couldn't see them very well, and I knew that, especially once the glass is over it and all that, it would be even harder to see. So I decided to do it with 3 strands, and they are bulky, right? Some of them I had to modify because 3 strands is just kind of bulky. And if you look really closely, some of them aren't, super, super great. But if you look at it from a distance, you can see them, which is that's the effect I wanted, is that I wanted you to be able to see them when when you're standing 3 feet back or whatever it is, that you could see like, oh yeah, it's snowing in that piece, which I think I achieved that effect. And I'm really, really happy with the way it turned out. Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Do not wait to do this. If you're going to do this piece, do the little snowflakes as you go. Do not wait, especially when you get down here. Do you see all those little tiny snowflakes scattered about? There's a ton of them. It's like the snow gets heavier as it falls. You see the Z? That was a fun one to do. So that's actually where I finished up last night. So this week I finished up this motif, did a bunch of these little snowflakes. And then I came over here, I did this little motif, this one. I think we did this one this week too. And then all the little snowflakes. And it just fell into place. And I love it. Okay, so the piece, so this one took me a total of 116 hours to complete, which isn't bad, honestly. And this was the R in my acrostic for this month, which was self-care. I did not expect that I would finish it this month, honestly. That's just kind of a bonus. And this is one of my year of whips. So I only have 2 pieces left on my year of whips to finish. Okay, so Twig 6356 asked about this motif here, which is between sections 2 and 5. On the chart, they have straight stitches that go into the middle, that go from here into here, down here into here. They don't tell you what color to choose. And honestly, I think I used one of the creams, like whatever is like a cream to like light blue green, maybe what was in there. I used that. And then when I looked at the cover picture, I couldn't see those stitches, the long stitches. And I didn't like the way they were laying. Now, again, if I did it in one strand, they would lay better. But I took them out last night, and I was kind of like, I actually really like it. I mean, I know it looks like something should be connected there, but I like it without. So I just took it out, and I'm not going to worry about putting it back in. So you might want to try one strand. I would pick, maybe you could pick the purple color that's in there. I probably picked this color right here of this leaf and just went into the middle. And it just looked weird. It kind of overpowered the design. Maybe try the purple for it to blend a little bit more. But yeah, there aren't instructions on what color you're supposed to use. But I just took it out, honestly, because I tried it a couple of different ways. I did try it with one strand. And I didn't like that either because it just didn't look right, especially as straight stitches. It just laid on top and kind of, even with one strand, it just kind of looked, I don't know. I didn't like it. So I took it out and I think it's fine. So I hope that answers your question. I hope that was the motif you were talking about because that's the one I was kind of thinking about too. So here it is again. I'm so excited to have this done and I'm going to put it behind me. Well, that's not a good spot. Here, let's stand up. Here we go. Okay, that's better. So, oh, I hit you. So that is, I did not work on Winter Quakers at all in 2021. So I was looking back to calculate how many hours it took me. I didn't work on it at all in 2021. So I have officially finished the entire Quaker series by Rosewood Manor, and I'm thrilled about it. You all had such lovely comments about Autumn Quakers, which is now hanging on my wall. And on Friday, this coming Friday when I'm off work, I'm going to drop Winter Quakers off at the Framers and get that ready to go. And it should be here in plenty of time for winter. And several of you commented how nice it will be to just change it out with the seasons now and not worry about, like, oh, I got to stitch it, which is completely true. I still have my seasonal montages to work on, but I don't know why. Y'all are going to call me crazy. I'm thinking of starting I need somebody to talk me out of this, but if I know you all, you're going to talk me into it, which I think I also want to be talked into it. The Kohler Design Studios has their seasonal pieces, and I know they're a lot of work. I know there's a ton of backstitching in them. I have them all, and I've been itching to start those, and I'm like, ooh, maybe I could start this next year because I finished my Quakers. But I have my montages too, right? So I worry, like, yeah, I could start them, and then they would just sit as whips. Let me know what you think. Because the montages, I think, are going to be bigger, and I think they're going to take a long time. I mean, I think the Kohler Design Studios are going to take a long time, too, because I think they're pretty dense. But the montage pieces they're big and full coverage and dense. And the Kohler Design Studios, They're smaller. They are mostly full coverage, but there's a ton of back stitching to get that detail. I don't know. Let me know what you think. All right. So that's my thought. So I'm so excited. I have all the Quakers by Rosewood Manor now done. So yay, it's super exciting. And that's number 10 out of 12 on my year of whips that I finished. And I have decided I'm going to try to finish the other 2 this month. That's my plan. I already had slotted time for them. And I think I'm just going to push ahead and try to finish the last 2. And then I would have November and December to not even worry about anything. I mean, just to do other stitching, right? Actually, to probably prepare myself for my year of whips for 2024 because big plans. Lofty goals, let's say. Okay, besides finishing Winter Quakers last night, I also had a new start, and this is for October for Halloween. This is Lindy Stitch's new series called Black Cat Season, and I started with number 1. There are 6 in this series, and I started with Midnight Walker Shadow Stalker. It is so cute. This reminds me of like a ticket. I don't know if that was intentional, but don't they look like little ticket stubs? So I am doing this on the called for, I think it's called Blackberry Latte by Grace Notes Fabrics. And I'm using, Stephanie had a thread pack. It's all Weeks Dye Works, which I just bought when I bought the series. And so this is how far I got. So this is my 25/7 piece, which means I work on it about 25 minutes a day. There's no head on the cat, so it looks kind of creepy. But these are small, right? And so they're going to go pretty quick. What's the size? Yeah, Blackberry Latte Linen. 51 by 71. So they're not very big. And then there's going to be words down here. And then on her website, there's a border, which I think I'm going to put down there. I might wait on that bottom border, though, until I'm going to do 3 across by 2 down, just to make sure that that's really what I want it to do. So I would finish this one and then move on to the next one. But so that's where I got to, because once I finish the cat, I mean, the cat has quite a bit of stitching in it, but once you finish the cat, right, it's just some sprinkling of floating flowers, the moon and the stars, and then the words. So that's where we're at. So that's really fun. It's a fun October piece, not scary, right? And it's cute, and I love black cats. So I started on that for 25/7, and that's what I'll be working on throughout the month for 25/7. Okay, next up, I did spend a little bit of time working on Thanksgiving Harvest Fairy by Mirabilia. This is what she will look like. I started this last year around Thanksgiving. With Gary. I don't know where Gary is on his. Am I actually going to beat Gary on something? I think I am. I am stitching this on a linen. It is called Artichoke, and I believe it's 28 count. I also, because last night when I finished Winter Quakers, it only took me just under 2 hours to finish Winter Quakers. So actually, I had more time because Dateline hadn't even started yet, so I had more time to stitch. So I pulled this out and put a little more work in last night. So I've worked in her skirt. So I'm just kind of working from the outside inwards. It just gets lighter as you go in. There is a blend. So if you're doing this one, just make sure that you know that there is one of these layers, not the innermost layer, which you see the lightest one here, but this next lightest one, that is actually a blend. So if you want to do this on smaller count with one thread, just be aware you'll have to figure something out for that blend. But it's just that's the only blend. So this is slotted for time, not this week, but I think the week following. But I'm going to try to finish her because I have to finish her skirt, a few stitches for her shoes. There's some like ivy leaves on either side here, and then the back stitch and beading. And I think it's doable. I really do. So I'm going to aim for that for this month. I mean, if I don't get it done this month, that's fine. But how great would that be to have her framed and ready for Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving? So that's where she's at. The picture does not do it justice. Like the picture is kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's a good picture, but it's also, but like then you see it in person and you're like, oh my gosh. I'm excited to start beading too. But I'm going to do the back stitch first. So I'll finish stitching, then I'll do the back stitch and then the beading. So we got some time in on her, which feels really good. then I pulled out, I'm trying to remember why. Oh, this was for the end of, is that right? Why did I work on, hold on. I'm trying to figure out why I worked on With the Needle 2 by Lila's Studio. I can't remember. Okay, yeah. Okay, so last time, okay, so last time I saw you was the very end of September. So I had one more day to work on With the Needle 2 by Lila's Studio. And I'm just over here working in this first picture. Whew, I thought I was going nuts, honestly. I really did. So here's where we're at. And I'm not sure what fabric this is. I can't find the tag anywhere, which is very unlike me. And I didn't write it down. I'll have to go back and watch my other videos. But this is where we are at. So I got this little house is done. That sailboat's done. And I started in the water. And you can see here's the little starfish. So we just got a little bit more. But isn't that fun? Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. This will be coming out again this month because our theme for this month, the Magazine Monthly Challenge, is retreat. And that can mean anything you want, but I started this at StitchCon in 2022 with Jan Hicks at Jan Hicks Creates. So I started at a retreat, so I'm going to pull it out and give it a few more days of love. So you'll see this again later this month. So that's fun. Okay. Next is autumn montage. So we switched seasons. So we are switching montages. I know several of you said how sad you were to see summer montage go away for the year. And I know it's hard. You get so attached to them and you make such good progress on it that it's hard to see it go. So I am up here in the first one. It is a long, skinny one. I like the colors in person better than, on the picture. Cat hair. Okay. So this is where I got to. So again, it's not looking like a ton, right? We're at that stage where it's not going to look like much. I had like 250 stitches in when I, at the start of this rotation. So barely a start. 284. I'm sorry. I had 284. I did actually write it down. So I was at 0.19% of the way done. I got 408 stitches in. So I did some filling up here and then I went down and filled in the bottom border. So this is as wide as that first block is going to be, but it's going to be really long. So hopefully, again, I'll probably try to work down and over, right? Down and over. So I am now at 0.47% done. Progress is progress. So it'll take a little bit, usually with these, I found that right when I'm ready to, it's time to change seasons is when we start actually seeing some really good progress on it. So we'll see though. So that was really fun to pull out and I'm excited to work on that. So that's everything I worked on this week. So I'm super excited about that. I feel like having Winter Quakers done, I feel so. Thursday night, I realized when I was working on it, I realized I can finish this tomorrow. And I was just so excited. So it just feels really good. So yay, I'm excited. Can I say that one more time? All right, let's do haul. I have a little bit of haul. What did I do? Okay, I'll tell you what I did. Hirschner's got me. They got me good. When I started my cross-stitch journey, hold on. I was little. When I was in elementary school, I had a librarian, the librarian at our school. Her name was Mrs. Strong. She had a lot of plastic canvas in the library, like items that she had stitched in plastic canvas and created like 3D items. And I loved them. And I don't know, I asked her about it or something, and she offered to teach me how to do it. And so I did it, and I fell in love. And that was really, it was really my first foray, I guess, into stitching of any type. And I did it for a while, and I created gifts, and I really loved the idea of being able to make 3D items that stay together, right? Like houses and buildings and all this stuff. So I really like that. Well, then I just kind of fell out of favor with it. So I do have a couple of things that like I had stitched for my grandmother, and I got back after she passed. My mom has a couple pieces that I actually really like. There's like a pumpkin for Halloween season, and then there's a giant turkey that I stitched for her on plastic canvas, and it's like a 3D turkey, and she puts it out every year. It's really cute. So I saw that. So I haven't been tempted by much plastic canvas because I'm like, I did that. You know, I'm doing cross stitch now. I don't need any plastic canvas. Well, then the Hirschner's catalog came out, and I saw the front cover, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. And I sent a picture of it to my mom, and she's like, that's super cute. So I got it. This is so big, you guys. Okay, so it is this Candy Lane gingerbread house. And look, it has little lights up there. How cute is this? It's so cute. And look, you see the little peppermint wheels, like there's candy all around. It's just so cute. It's giant. I got it in the mail, and I was like, what have I done? Look at all this yarn. I mean, look how thick it is. I don't know when I'm going to start. Like, I have to cut the plastic canvas and all that. Wouldn't it be great if they sold them pre-cut for you and they were just like, here's piece A, stitch this. Anyway, I did it. And then I also got a couple of, I don't even know if I have plastic canvas size needles anymore. So I just picked up a couple sets while I placed an order. Who knows? I should start on it soon because it's so bulky. It's going to take up a lot of space just to store it. Do you know what I mean? So that was fun. That was super fun, kind of going back to my roots of plastic canvas. So I also got my Floss Frenzy, which is my Weeks Dye Works from Fat Quarter Shop. So these are the colors we got this month. So they do it in alphabetical. So here's Carrot. I should get a board. This is Cattail. It's like a beige. Yeah, it's kind of showing up there. Cayenne. Really pretty red. Celadon. Pretty green brown. Chablis. It's really pretty pink. And last but not least, charcoal. Pretty sure I already have charcoal. It's fine. I'm just going to put them in my stash, and then I'll have a store in my house. That's the goal, isn't it? So I got that in the mail. Then I think I got this actually last week, but you know, I don't check my mailbox every day. And sometimes when I do, I just like put it in a pile to deal with over the weekend. So I think this actually came last week, but I just didn't see it. I got number 11 of the Woodland Christmas Tiny Modernist ornament series. So we have one more piece. I've paid my invoice, so the last piece will be coming soon. But those bells are so pretty. I've really, really loved this series. I think every single piece I thought was just darling. So I got that. Then I got a couple pieces of fabric from Garon because they were showing it. So I got it from the Primitive Hair. So the first one, I'm not going to take it out because it's all nicely folded up. But this is called the Snowfall. It's the 30 count linen, and it's called Snowfall. And I got it because Gary showed in their video that he stitched the Christmas elf fairy on this. And the way he had it positioned was so pretty, and it looked like it was falling snow all around her. So that's what I got it for. Because I think that will be, and I don't think it will take up this whole piece. I mean, I'm sure this is like a fat quarter. It won't take up the whole piece, right? So then I'll have another piece for something else left over. So I got that. And then I got another piece of Primitive Hair fabric called Rainbow Collection, which is this like gray, dark gray, almost black, light black. And this is because my friend Dina, her friend Donna, who is also my friend Donna, talked about getting this piece. Look at the frayed. I think that's really cute. The frayed edges. Talked about getting this exact fabric for Counting Huddle's piece, Spooktacular Party. So, I mean, who am I to argue with them? I think that will look really cute. Again, this is also a 30 count. I think all primitive hairs is a 30 count. Again, don't know when I'm going to start it, but I have the fabric for it. So I got that. And I think that's all my haul. So we did that. Okay, let's talk giveaways. So my goal is to send everything out next week when I'm off for a couple of days. So thank you for bearing with me. I know you have to wait a while to get these, but you will get them. I promise. But yeah, so next weekend I'm going to do a big shipment out of the giveaways that I owe. So if you are waiting on something from me, it'll be in the mail next week. Okay, so first up we have the Lizzie Kate Snow Story. This is Snow Love, and the winner of this is Susan Compton. So Susan, I have your address if you haven't moved since 2019. I checked. I feel like you've won something since then, but I checked my emails, and for some reason the only one that came up is from 2019. So if you're still in the same place that you were in 2019, I have your address. But let me know. You can email me at suzuckstitch@gmail.com if you moved. And my email is always listed in the description box below. Okay, next up is Cold Hands. And the winner of this is Catherine Baker Gago. Catherine, I have your address too, unless you've moved. So you don't need to send it to me unless you want to. The winner of number 3, Warm Hearts, is Amy Whitehouse. So Amy, I do need your address to send this off to you. And these charts are all from Sandy, courtesy of Sandy, for the giveaways for this week. So thank you, Sandy. And then the last one is this Bent Creek Long Winter. Isn't that cute? Such a cute little piece. The winner of this is Peggy Newton. So Peggy, congratulations. I do need your address as well. And why not give some more away? Why not give some more away? Again, these will be open internationally, and don't say giveaway or anything like that. And we're going to give away 3 more from A Year in the Woods series that I'm not going to stitch. So this one is called The Barn Owl. So if you want to be entered to win this, say Owl, O-W-L. He's pretty. I do like his feathers in there. Next up, we're going to do the Little Brown Bat. Perfect for fall, right? The owl and the bat are perfect for fall. And this one is, say, bat, B-A-T. And then the last but not least is going to be the ferret. Now, this is a spring one. Number 5, which would be around May. Well, for the Northern Hemisphere. And if you want to be entered to win this one, say ferret, just be careful on the spelling. It is F-E-R-R-E-T. I know it's a little tricky. So I'll just hold it there for a second so you can set down your stitching and pick up your phone or your pad of paper and write down F-E-R-R-E-T. So that's what we'll be giving away for next week. And then our plans, I'll continue working on Black Cat season, of course. We'll work on our day on Autumn Montage, so our seasonal Sunday. Tonight, I think I'm going to pull out, I'm going to pull this out a few times throughout the month. I'm going to pull out Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, just because it's October, and I'm over here on block 4. So let me show you where I'm at. It's not even in a Q-snap. This is stitched on 32 count Vanilla Latte. This is where I'm at. And let me show you a close-up. So it'll be easier once I get it in a Q-snap to show you my progress on it. So, I have a good chance to finish block number 4 this month even. I have half a bat there. So, some progress. I have another, like this house, I have another one over here to put in. Some more bats, and then some words, and it looks like some lightning. So, we'll see how far we get. Progress is progress. Somebody commented, I think it was last week, about, think about, because I am overwhelmed. Not overwhelmed. Burnt out is maybe a better word than overwhelmed. with my Hawker and Hollows. I think part of it, is this one feels less overwhelming to me somehow. I mean, they're all huge, right? I think what it is I think it's the shape of them, honestly. Like, had I known before I started the other Hawker and Hollows. So I finished spring. I'm working on autumn. Autumn is in my whip pile and Christmas is in my whip pile. I wish I had done them 4 across by 3 down or something like that. Spring and autumn are 2 across by 6 down, and they're so big that it's almost too big. I'm still thinking about making it into like a bell pull or something, but it's almost too big for a bell pull. But I don't necessarily want that huge of a piece framed, and so I'm not quite sure. If you have finishing ideas, let me know. I'm just not quite sure, because something like that would be really hard to store. I mean, it'd be a lot harder to store than like the Quakers, right? Just because they're such an awkward size. And also, I mean, there is no summer or winter. I mean, there's the Christmas one, but there's not like a winter or summer one. And so I think that's part of my, like, well, what am I going to do with it when I finish it? And I think that's why this one feels less like, oh yeah, I'll work on that one. So let me know if you have finishing ideas for like spring. I know I showed spring this summer when I was doing my finish parade. And then autumn, I have like the first 4 blocks done. So, I mean, it's good progress. And when I look at it to see, do I want to abandon this? I don't want to abandon it, but I'm also like not quite ready to work on it yet. And somebody did comment and said, what if you just pulled it out and said, I'm going to work on it 5 days in 2024. And that's it. Not 5 days a month, nothing like that. Just I'll give it 5 days. And then at least you're making some progress, which I thought was a really good point because usually when we pull things out and work on them again, it's like, okay, I remember why I love this piece and why I want to stitch it. Like I said, I don't feel that way as strongly about this one, but I think it's the shape. Is that weird that I'm like, because I'm always thinking, how am I going to finish this? And where is it going to go? And so I have spring at Hawker and Hollow, and it's been done for a while. I mean, there's one piece I do want to change, but that won't take long. And it's just been sitting in my finish drawer, which is a shame because there's a lot of hours put in that. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on, I do wish I had changed the shape of them. So I'm going to work on Halloween at Hawker and Hollow throughout the month, but we'll work on it tonight. And then the piece that I'm hoping you will see a finish, is from Stony Creek Cross Stitch Collection. This is the Autumn 2020 issue, but they do sell it as a standalone chart on their website, is Glory to the Newborn King. And I am like right here. I don't know if I'll get it done this week, looking at it now. I mean, it's a lot of words, which is great, but there's also quite a bit of stitching in here. But we'll see. We'll see how far we get. And then I have to go back up and do the beading, which should be fine. So we'll see. And I'm stitching this on a 28 count creme brulee by R&R. So this is where I'm at. And you can see there's beads missing and stuff still, but that's okay. Whoops. So there we go. So we'll see how far we get on this one. But I'm gonna work really hard and try to get it done this month, along with Thanksgiving Fairy. And like I said, if I don't. I still have time. But both this and Thanksgiving Fairy are on my year of WIP, so I do need them done by December 18th, which should be totally fine. Glory to the Newborn King will also count for S in the acrostic, which is self-care, S for Stony Creek, and L for lyrics, because they're lyrics to a hymn. So that's what I plan to work on this week. So hopefully you'll see another finish, but I don't know. You actually might not, because I'm going to be filming on Friday next week, because Saturday I am going to it's like a little fall pumpkin patch, but it's a donkey sanctuary, and it's a fundraiser for the donkey sanctuary. So it's like a little fall themed day, but we're going to go hopefully pet and kiss and love on some donkeys for charity. So I'm all about that. So I probably won't be here to film on Saturday, but I'll film on Friday since I'll be off work. I am going to Acorns Friday morning, so it might be later in the afternoon when I actually get to film. But you will surely hear about the donkey sanctuary the following weekend, and hopefully get to see some great pictures as well. Okay, that's everything I have for you today, everyone. I hope you're doing great. I hope you have a great week and take care of yourselves. Bye.